YouTube community. More than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. Yeah. Hey, man, 20,000's a lot. So anyways, hey, let me remind you that trading is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never, ever, 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 ever risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonald. I've been doing this a long time. I'm a currency trader just like you. And I love what I do. And I've been sharing what I do for just about 20 years. That's longer than YouTube has been around. So cool. So let me know how we can help. Ask questions, get involved. Over the years, you've asked me to write a book, so I did. The link is in the description below. If you've already purchased it, please leave a review. And I'm in the process of writing a new book. So, you know, the plan is maybe every 10 years write a book. I don't know. There was no plan. I just wrote a book because you asked me to. So anyways, leave a review. That'd be great. I appreciate that. The second thing is there's a link to FX Bootcamp. That's a community I run. $88 a year, and that gets you to 88 hours of hardcore training. It's cool. You'll like it. It'll make a big difference. Trader psychology, technical analysis, macroeconomics, monetary policy, oil trading. There's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot. There's more than you think, and it's pretty good stuff. So try it out. Also, for all members of FX Bootcamp, we are meeting tomorrow in the afternoon, about 1:30-ish, maybe 1:45 we can start. And what we're going to do is watch the Fed news release, whether they raise interest rates by 50 or 25, and then we'll watch the press conference together. It's going to be an interesting one. So that's for swing trading group members, day trading group members, and video only members. Also, there's a link to tradersway.com, a trustworthy, ethical foreign exchange broker with fast execution speeds, narrow spreads, huge swaps, but also my recommendation attached to them. I believe they are trustworthy and ethical. I've seen how they behave when the market was in incredible duress. Other brokers went out of business possibly because of unscrupulous business models, and Traders Way performed wonderfully. And that's how they earned my loyalty and respect. Hey, give them a shot. Try a demo account, tradersway.com. Beep. Good coffee today. That's great. All right, so lots going on in the world. Most of you are interested in Forex in the poll. And it wasn't a good poll. I guess instead of Forex at the bottom, I should have put earnings. Okay, so yeah, obviously, this is Forex.Today, so obviously you're most interested in Forex. It should have been stocks, bonds, cryptos, or earnings, because really what I'm looking for is what is your leading indicator? So why don't we redo the poll? I want to know. Let's do this again. What is your Forex leading indicator for today? Let's do it again. Stocks, bonds, which are also yields. Why don't we do that instead of bonds? Yields. Earnings. And yeah, crypto. That's a good one. Yep. Let's do it again. Boom. Shalaka-laka. I kick some flavor like Stephen King Rex Hoa. Now do the chat. Brum, 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 bum. Brum, 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 bum. Davy Crockett. Get a few more votes in there. Come on now, couple more. Please do the survey. The more I understand you, the more that I can help you. Yeah? No? Yeah? All right. We got enough now. Well, that's not a leading indicator, Brinsley. That's an asset class, so to speak. You want to look at what's your leading indicator for Forex. Okay? So most of you are paying attention to earnings. Yeah, today is a very, very big earnings day. Okay, that's a good one, so that's good. So I don't know how you're going to decide, though, earnings good or earnings bad. I think you're going to get a mixed bag. Every sort of industry might have a different response. Okay. Oh, Adam says, hey, big thank you to, I appreciate your honesty. There are not many gurus out there on YouTube who own up to taking losses and explain the possible reasoning behind it. Right on, man. I wouldn't follow someone that wouldn't do that, but that's me. Okay. We'll do that later, Favor. Yeah, I've had a frustrating January. Not a devastating January, but it's been frustrating. But that's normal. So that's why I share that. So anyway, so 40% are paying attention to earnings, but you could have good earnings and bad earnings today. But I guess overall, we'll have to look at market sentiment in response to those earnings. So that's a pretty good answer. Yield is also interesting, but like the yield on the 10-year T-note has been at 3.5 for a very, very long time now, meaning days. Days. But still, it shows that it's not going anywhere, right? Right? And so stocks are easy because you can just look at the chart and it's up or down. Yields are easy because they're either up or down. And I like crypto as a leading indicator because they're very high beta, which means that it's very easy to see because, you could have Bitcoin up 8% in a day. The stock market's not likely to be up 8% a day. And then it could be down 10% tomorrow. And, it's just, I don't know, easier to see. So crypto is kind of interesting. In particular, I should say Bitcoin. Mubarak likes the idea of my finance bar. Yeah, I guess we'd have to do it in Dubai, right? I guess. I don't know where else to do it. New York City, maybe? I don't know. Wall Street's not the same as it used to be. Anywho. Okay, so anyways, what's going on here? Aussie down, Kiwi sideways, okay, and CAD kind of, I guess, flat over that period. Okay, over the last week or so, we're right back to where we were. But Aussie was ripper strong and is given back. Dubai would be a perfect place. It's a good, I like the trading hours in Dubai. Also, like, I think it was the last time I actually did a speech in Dubai. But I like the clarity. Gold, oil, and Bitcoin. Gold, oil, and dollar. That's all I had to talk about. And to me, that's fun. Okay, so anyways, so euro, remember euro, they're likely to raise by 50 basis points this week, but so is pound, and pound is heading down. Interesting, is it money moving out of the UK and into Europe? Is it money moving from the UK to Switzerland? Well, these are short-term charts. Doesn't really show much of a flow, except maybe pound into dollar, Aussie into dollar. Okay, and I'm a dollar bull right now, so that's kind of interesting. Let's start with stock markets today. Okay, NASI has made it all the way back down to the 55. If you're a bull, that is a buy. You're in a buy zone. You want to use maybe Fibonacci to measure, and you can see it's a perfect 618. So if you're a bull and you want to get a bullish trade on NASDAQ before the Fed meeting announcement tomorrow, that's the best price you could hope for, in my humble opinion. Okay, so buy the dip if you're a bull. Looking at the FTSE here, it should be a little bit lower in my opinion. So I'm really now looking at this as a range. Okay. I would have thought that we would have been lower by now. I think, we should be kind of like in, we're down. I have it like at 76 and we held and we went a little higher than I would have thought. And then we came down and retested and held. So really what's happened is I thought we would have been like the pink line and now we're just in a range. So it's neutral. Maybe it's waiting for the Fed. Maybe. Okay. S&P 500 had a big down day yesterday and the day before. That makes sense. We are also in the buy zone if you were going to buy this before the Fed meeting. You have your chance. Okay, once again, the actual price we talked about a couple of days ago in the day trading group was way down here, 3,966, and or off the daily 21. And I'm like, it's hard to believe that we're going to make a significant move below 4,000. So you see that we came down, hit 4,000, and it held. So you had your chance, or you have a chance to buy a dip of a dip, but okay. We've had our chance, or you've had your chance. So be careful now. You're a little out of position. Not much, but a little bit. If you're a bull. If we look at DAX, the German stock market, you can at least see it slow down. And it looks to me like it's holding below the double top. So that could be a lower high scenario. And based on maybe risk off, we resume a move like that. You can see the top is the M3. So therefore the target is actually, let me do it this way. The actual target is 14,931. So yeah, below 15K. And that's what we're stuck on now, 15K, 15K, 15K. But at some point, if we break below 15K, we'll come back up, test it as resistance, and then move our way down. Okay, if you're risk off. Notice that they're not set up as a possible risk on like the NASDAQ, like the S&P 500. They have negative setups. Okay, and the Chinese stock market has had a big pullback. Okay, so kind of interesting. Interesting. The mean is down here around 21. Okay. The danger here is if we treated it like all the other stock markets, you would think like something like this could occur. The thing is, this is not the same as European and US stock markets. They are not raising interest rates. They're stimulating. They're not removing stimulus. They're adding stimulus. So that's why this is very bullish. Okay. Again, if you look at Chinese ADR stocks, they were down 75%, and now they've rallied quite well over the last couple of months. Take a look at commodities here. Oil had a big down day over the last bit. They're down a couple of days, actually. So if we go back to, let's go back. We were up here for quite some time, right? 82, 82, 82, 82. Made it all the way down to the bottom of the range. Okay. And now possibly breakout, pullback, down. So we were basically down at 76. Okay. So if you're risk off, great. Okay. There's the play is if the stock market comes down this week, it's going to drag oil down with it. And that's a demand destruction play. But when we were up here, in the in the swing trading group, we discussed this. And I said, well, even though I'm a long-term bull, I noticed in the economic data that we had enough oil in supply. And that production was very high. So I'm like, maybe one more trip to the bottom, Top of the morning to you, Richard. Okay. Thank you, Richard, and to you too. So one of the things that has been working lately, and I actually, here's an example of me messing up yesterday. I shorted in here, and it was too aggressive. And as soon as I took it, I'm like, I should have waited for the moving average. And sure enough, an hour and a half later, came back up, hit the moving average, and dropped. And that was enough to take me out. Because you got to remember, oil's expensive, right? So anyways, it came up, it took me out and dropped. But what I should have done is traded higher. I mean, it wasn't a horrible trade. Like, this is a valid trade plan. But I was a little too aggressive, I guess. It was okay. It was an okay trade plan. But I should have waited and caught it a little bit higher, closer to that moving average. And so I lost it. So now I'm kind of thinking the same thing, like this future. Okay. So it depends on how you want to look at it. Are you going to measure this, or are you going to measure more like this? Okay. It depends on how you draw your fib. But yeah, it looks like in here is probably, right, 77.50 might be the next sell zone. Okay, you might want to check pivots on that sucker. So why don't we do that? I'm going to set it up bearishly. Okay, bearishly, so I can go position trading bearish. And right now we just kicked off the pivot point. So we're right in that zone where you can start thinking about selling again. If I back out a little bit, I'll do that by going to the 4-hour. Let me adjust this indicator. I want to put the conservative target on here. And the conservative target is basically 70. 69.77. Wowzer. So I don't know if that's the case. On the flip side, if you're a bull, and by the way, all you have to do is change this to bullish. Okay, you should know that we're in the buy zone. Upside is 84.85. That's the biggie. Gold coming down steadily. That's definitely a risk off play. But we're entering the buy zone. Okay, the buy zone. If you're going to be a bull on gold, this is the buy zone. First of all, the green is where bears exit. And that fat black line is the first buying opportunity for bulls. If you're a medium-term trader. Brinsley says, does that not make a lower low in oil? And that's the problem. So we have to decide whether that's likely or not. It's all really going to depend on how the news plays this week, how the fundamental data that we get, things like, is the Fed still hawkish? Do they cut the rate that from rate of increases from 50 to 25? That's one. Second thing is, how many more are they going to go if they still lower by only 25? How is non-farm payrolls going to be? What is the Bank of England going to do? What's the ECB going to do? There's a lot going on here, right? What's the EIA on Wednesday? Remember, today is IEA. API. Today is API. Tomorrow is EIA. So, boy, there's a lot this week. Okay, David? Or I mean Brinsley. Okay. So anywho, look at this. I just want you to know this is where bears exit and bulls enter. So again, the early part of the week is simply getting positioned. Okay? Simply getting positioned before the Fed meeting. Here's a little short on Bitcoin. We're approaching the daily sell zone. So if you're going to look at it that way, let's get our biased pivots, set it for bearishness. Okay. So maybe I survive this, maybe I don't. Brinsley, not this week. That's the thing. There is so much data, and I was saying this in the day trading group last night. This might be the biggest, most important week as far as, the size of the news events, but also the quantity of news events. This might be the biggest week I've ever seen in the last 20 years. There's just so many things. And so what I expect is that we're going to get huge swings, some big volatility. And so, for example, on Wednesday, let's say the Fed does only raise by 25 basis points. Boom, the dollar gets weak. It would just be crazy. And then about 45 minutes later, in the press conference, Jay Powell's asked a question and he says, oh, yeah, we're only doing 25 now, but we haven't even discussed pausing. So we're going to stay the course. We are data dependent. We haven't even discussed stopping. Well, bear in mind, people have already priced in a pause. So if they haven't even discussed a pause, well, shoot, they mispriced that. So all of a sudden, the dollar weakness immediately disappears. So you get a situation where like euro dollar skyrockets 200 pips and then drops 200 pips within the same hour, within 60 minutes. And that's kind of what I expect. So no simple answer, not till next week. But remember, we're bigger traders, right? We're looking for trends. Okay? We're looking for trends. Volatility is risky and risk is bad. So we don't want the volatility of a crazy week like this. We want to survive it. Maybe we'll try to catch the opportunity, but nonetheless, our number one goal is to avoid the volatility because we're trying to avoid losses. Nonetheless, by next week, we should be able to parse through the data because now we'll know versus guessing now. We're only guessing. So next week, we'll know a lot of information. And from that, we could discern a trend. And then we could trade the trend and let those winners run. Okay? And Milos says the next step, in October, our interest rates are, what's as far as what is being priced in. In October, a rate cut is priced in. So there's 3 opportunities for market to be wrong right now. One of them, the Fed raises by 50 basis points, not 25. Well, 25 is priced in, wrong for the market. The second thing is that there's going to be a pause soon. Like literally the next meeting, what's priced in is another 25 basis points and then pause. So the market could be wrong about that. It may not be that meeting. Okay. I guess you can add a third one. If they think there's a pause there, well, instead of the pause, you get another rate hike. So I guess that's right. But anyways, going out to October, what's being priced in is in October, there's a rate cut. Well, there's a chance that the market's wrong, but that's what they're doing. But first of all, I think the rate cut is wrong, and I think the pause is wrong. Now, I think the Fed could raise by 50 basis points, but I'm probably wrong there. 99% of the market is priced in 25 basis points. I still think 50, but, okay, look, maybe I'm wrong there. That's fine. I can adjust. I haven't bet $1 billion on it. But I have looked at the data. Okay. So anywho, there's Bitcoin. So, are we going to get yen strength today? Richard says it starts yesterday. Okay. Well, one piece of news that came out yesterday, this is the schedule for the Bank of Japan buying Japanese government bonds on these dates. Isn't that cool? They actually tell you on the February 8th, February 15th, February 20th, February 27th. They are going to buy 10 years. Isn't that cool? Oops, I didn't want to do that. That's neat though, right? They do that so you can front run them and make money. So we're on red alert for other new news. Oh man, where did you guys go? So the other secret news wasn't last night, so it would be tonight. Well, Richard, think of it this way. They're going to buy 10-year Japanese government bonds. But central banks don't buy from the Treasury. So, Richard, where do they get the treasuries if they don't go to the Treasury? Or whoever owns the bonds. If you own one, you can sell it to them. So buy cheap, sell it to them for more. Pretty much it. So anyways, pay attention to the yens. I expect volatility in the next 24 hours. And we have formed, ranges and tops. Notice like on the 4-hour, Aussie's given back a ton. This is a great opportunity. And in the day trading group today, we're going to look at Aussie. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I've added a crypto scan. Are you guys interested in cryptos? If you are, we can look at not just Bitcoin, but we could look at Litecoin. We could look at Ethereum. We could look at Ripple. Okay? Cardano, Solana, for example. What do you think of that? So, for example, we could say, what is the long-term bullish setup here? And what you would look for is a down into the moving averages and then up back into this range here. Okay, so maybe a dip down to 20 and a rally up to almost 40. Isn't that interesting? I mean, think of that. The monthly pivot says this could double. Isn't that interesting? You're like, what? So you can buy it at 20 and the high was 260. So maybe a buy and hold, huh? Why is that there? Wouldn't that be interesting? Buy it at 20 and hold it forever? Interesting. Could be a rabbit, could be. Now, when I was in the cryptocurrency course, I was very interested in this. It just had certain sort of use cases and stuff that seemed very interesting. And, well, it hasn't really produced. Yeah, of course, burned. Yeah, of course. But anyways, look at that. It has not performed as well as it should have or could have, or at least it reset its value. And it played last month perfectly. So if you look at January, this bottom, okay, gives you a conservative target of here, which we played multiple times, and an aggressive target here. Great. Okay. So now what this chart says is you could have a down this week and then an up the rest of the month. What do you think about that? So this was 24 cents. Now it's 38 cents. And the target is almost 50 cents. So again, maybe this drops to 34 from 38 and it's a buy. Are there swaps on crypto? Well, let's take a look. So here's ADA. Negative on both sides. Yeah, negative on both sides. It's just there's some sort of carrying cost. Cool. So anyways, we'll see. So maybe a month like that. Okay, that's indicative of risk on. Risk off will pull all this back down, guys. How about scalping Ethereum? Okay, you'd put a floor on price here. If you're going to scalp today on your Ethereum, We are above the moving average. So in this case, you can start to try to buy dips like this. Okay, so right now we're 2 standard deviations above that mean. Okay, so I would mark my territory. BDDDDDDD. And then I would do this one. A DDDDDDD. Okay, and if you're a scalper doing price action only, you're going to do something like this. And that's risk on. If you're a risk oner, that's how you're going to play that. Okay, so anyways, a quick look at various crypto markets. Let me know if you want to do that every day. Okay, there's the dollar strength. Ooh la la, my oh my. Okay, definitely has come off the top. Okay, it certainly can come down a little bit lower if it chooses to. The ultimate target that we talked about on Sunday. Okay, on Sunday when we were here, okay, we talked about like this area is where it could fall, and then that sets up potential bullishness again. And well, we almost got there and pretty gosh darn close, and that may be as far as it falls. It dropped to 70, and that could be that. Byrne says, yes, I should cover crypto every day. Okay. Well, I won't get into the esoteric sort of fundamentals of each cryptocurrency because, quite frankly, I don't follow it. But I can do the technicals for you, and I know the macro environment, so I can do macroeconomics and technical analysis. And you can make good money. I mean, trading cryptos, you can make some good money. Solana is dead. Solana is dead. What about ADA? Yeah, I still own Shiba Inu. Okay, anyways, here's the top that we looked at for Kiwi. There's a big rally here going on in the moment. So if you're a bear, get ready to sell. Okay, if you're a bear, get ready to sell. You're front running a 2155 cross down. Okay, if you were a bear, ooh la la. Okay, if you're a bull, look what happened. We came down, we hit the daily 21, long and gone, baby, long and gone. See, remember, you can never know where the market's going to go. So what you do know is what a bear would do. Okay. A bear would sell a lower high, correct? A bear would sell a double top, correct? Now, I've talked about this 5 or 6 times. I set this short up. Okay. And then on the flip side, where would a bull buy? The 21. So don't try to outsmart the market. Try not to, guess the market. The way I want you to look at the foreign exchange market as if it was a symbiotic dance. Where would the bears sell? Where would the bulls buy? And I think you'll do a lot better when you understand that process. That there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. There isn't outsmarting the market. You'll simply do better buying where bulls buy and selling where bears would sell. Or at least understanding where in the market those prices are. Okay, that's that. Isaac's like, hey, 88 is a work in progress. Well, I bought it at 2. I bought it at $2. And now I'm not sure at 25 cents. You're like, work in progress. Hey, a 90% drop is a heck of a work in progress, huh? So anywho, guys, we set up a top for selling, and then we got support for buying, and you got to know what team you're on. Okay? And it'll be a lot easier if you knew these things. Okay, top of range to ya, laddie. Okay, great. Okay, there's an opportunity number 1. If you're looking for US dollar strength today, Jim says Shiba is up to, I don't know what I bought it at. Something tells me I paid a lot more for it than that. But that looks good. Yeah, I remember, Isaac. I don't remember the story, but I remember I was impressed with the story. David says, maybe I'm bad at identifying the buy and sell zones. Yeah, well, then you definitely have to get better at that. Or you have to be good at that, in fact. Oh, is that right, Jim? That makes sense to me. That's probably about right for me as well. I bought my Shiba Inu because my son and I, we went out for burritos, and we were sitting and having a conversation over burritos and hot sauce. And he said, Dad, why didn't you buy Dogecoin? And we had a conversation. I said, well, it's worthless. And he said, well, I saw a guy on YouTube, that he's made a ton of money on his Dogecoin. Like he turned a couple of grand into, $1 million or something. I don't know. And I'm like, well, it wasn't worth anything when he bought it. And when he sold it for profit, it still wasn't worth anything. So I'm happy he did it. But I said, I wouldn't pay $1 for a penny. even if at one point the penny was worth more than $1. But at the time, it wasn't like I said, it just didn't make sense. So then, so to follow up that conversation with my son, I bought Shiba Inu, expecting it to probably be worthless one day. And I'm like, well, it was always worthless. And so, I guess I didn't get Elon Musk to pump it for me. And so, yeah. So now it's worth 10% of what I paid for it. I figured as much. And that was sort of part of the point. By the way, I made my first Mexican sauce last night. I went to the Mexican mart and I bought tomatillos and some chiles and some creme and some proper cheese that I hand grated. And I made this sauce last night. Chilaquiles is what I made. And with wonderful, I barbecued the chicken and marinated it in like a cilantro lime kind of thing. And so barbecued and charred it all up. And then I roasted all my tomatillos and peppers and all that kind of stuff and blended them up and everything. And man, poured the sauce and the chicken over really crispy nacho type chips. I had to get special ones again from the Mexican mart. And covered all that in sauce, and then a little bit of green enchilada sauce and a little bit of red enchilada sauce and that cheese all over it, and then hit it with some creme in there, and then cilantro on top. Oh my God, it was good. Just my first attempt to ever just kind of was winging it, and oh my God, it was good. Good. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh God. No, it was good. It was too rich. In fact, it was too rich, but the flavor was like off the chart. No, I got proper cheese, Oscar. I got proper cheese, and I hand shredded it. So I got the cheese shredder. I got a block of this stuff, and it's really dry. So it's the one that kind of crumbles. But this one was so fresh, I had to hand grind it. And then, but this one had sort of like red stuff on it on the outside, and I can't read the label because it's in Spanish. But it's sort of a dry, stinky cheese and put it all over there. And it oh my God, it was good. Whew. Now I'm thinking of all the different other ways to do it. But man, that was a good first starter. Meaning not for starting course, but I'm going to cook that again. You make a heck of a mess in the kitchen though. Google it, Maida. Nah. I can, I threw the label away too. Cotija cheese. Okay. I'll look it up. Let's see. No. That's the stuff I normally buy. That is not what I bought this time. My son and I were in the mart together, and he's like, look at this cheese. And I'm like, oh my God, we've got to buy that. And my wife gets home, how much did you spend? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even look at any prices. No, I couldn't tell you. It's not that cheese. So anyways, I was in trouble. I'll try this other cheese that you guys posted. No, it wasn't that cheese either. So no, it was neither of those cheeses. It's probably completely the wrong cheese, but when you don't know, it doesn't matter, does it? But it was dry. It was stinky. It had some sort of red seasoning in it or on it. It was white on the inside, but sort of like. Check out. I guess I shouldn't have thrown the label away, huh? Let me try that one. No. Moonster. No. 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 Let me just type in Mexican cheese into Google. And see if I can find pictures and then do it that way. No, it's not going to be any of this garbage. Yeah, the problem is what you find in the American grocery stores are it's just garbage. Garbage. Ooh, it kind of looked like this. Yeah, that's probably it. MexicanCandy.org. Does anybody know what that is? And then it takes you somewhere else. Yeah, now it takes you somewhere else. There we go. It looked like that, whatever that is. I don't know anything about that, Luis. Don't know anything about that. Not my forte. Maybe ask Ryan in the Stop Looking Correct session. Maybe he knows something about it. All right, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that. So we did the stock market. We did the dollar and we looked at yen. We did the short-term stock indices. We did some cryptos and we did some commodities. And we talked about Mexican cheese. Sounds like a pretty good day. So for those in the live groups, everyone in the day trading group and everybody in the swing trading group meets today at 2 p.m. with Ryan. Okay, for the Stop Looking Correct session. Remember, 2 p.m. Stop Looking Correct session at FX Bootcamp, available for everyone with access to the swing trading room. And then at 4 p.m., you got to meet with me. Oh my God. Oh God. So you meet with me at 4 p.m. For the U.S. trading session close to set up tomorrow's trades. Busy day. The way chilaquiles. Yeah, chili killers. Yeah. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. May joy and peace reign upon your land. Nothing but love and respect for you. I'll see you soon. Join FX Bootcamp. Let's go!